අනුරුතු සෑයේ රන්වන් කොත දිලිසේ නභෝ ගර්භයේ සිව්දිකින් වඩින මහා සංඝ සයුරේ රශ්මියයි මෙලෙස පැතිරී යන්නේ දෙව් සිරින් මහසෑයේ අහස් තලේ සක් බෙර නත දසතම පැතිරෙන්නේ සම්බුදු සසුනට තවත් සඳකි පායන්නේ පින්කෙත සරු කරනට මං පෙත හෙළිවන්නේ නිපදව පින්කඳ සිත් තුළ මතුවී එන්නේ අනුරුදු සෑරජු තුන් ලොවෙහිම බැබලෙන්නේ ශ්‍රී අරහත් අනුරුදු සෑයේ රන්වන් කොත දිලිසේ නභෝ ගර්භයේ
My homage to the gem of the Supreme Buddha. The Buddha is my refuge every day. May my homage to the gem of the Supreme Dhamma. The Dhamma is my refuge every day. May my homage to the gem of the Supreme Sangha. The Sangha is my refuge every day. May my homage to the Supreme Triple Gem. The Triple Gem is my refuge every day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Samanta Chakkavalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata. Saddhammang munirajassa sunantu saggamokkhadan Dhammassavana kaalo ayang badanta Dhammassavana kaalo ayang badanta Dhammassavana kaalo ayang badanta. May all divine beings arrive here to listen to sublime Dhamma expounded by the fully enlightened one. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Honor to the Supreme Buddha, the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. Meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, you all are going to listen to sublime Dhamma expounded by the fully enlightened one. The Supreme Buddhas are born to this world after a lapse of time in order to explicate to us, in order to expound to all of us the gravity of the problem of being born in the samsara again and again, and also the gravity of the problem of being not understood the Four Noble Truths Therefore, the Supreme Buddhas, having completed 10 perfections for eons and eons of time, they have appeared in the world with the view to explicate this reality to the worldlings and to the beings in the world. Those who are wise, Paññāvantassayan Dhammo, Nayan Dhammo Duppanyassa, not the unwise, would understand this thing. Now there is a kind of problem these days. It is a grave problem because people are unable to understand what is the way that they have to trod on. What is the real path expounded by the fully enlightened one? This has been misled by many, including monks and laity. Therefore, even though the Dhamma has arisen in the world, even though the real Dhamma is there in the world, it is a dilemma for followers to actually select what is the real path. What is the real path? Because various Buddhist monks and various laity, lay people, laymen, they give their own ideas just like the Supreme Buddha's teachings. That is how, these days people have to undergo a severe problem. Therefore, that's why I wanted to emphasize in this Dhamma talk today, how can you select the correct path? What is the correct path? How can you select it? Even though there are various ways of listening to the Dhamma through media, social media, and various ways. These days you have to have some kind of Dhamma knowledge. Therefore, the Dhamma expounded by the fully enlightened one is available in the Tripitaka. We call it 3 baskets in English. Tripitaka, fortunately, available because the Dhamma expounded by the fully enlightened one has been protected fully by Arahants. And later on, during the period of King Valagambahu, were written in all leaves, and recently we can see them in publications, in books. So almost all the discourses are available. Almost all the discourses are available in the 3 canon, the entire Pali canon. So nobody can deceive persons. Nobody can deceive persons, but you get deceived. How you get deceived? By not reading these Dhamma discourses. Therefore, some of the misleading statements I can quote now. Recently I heard some ideology is just spreading in the society. We should not offer pujas to the Supreme Buddha. We should not offer the pujas to the Supreme Buddha. Now they tend to say, those who tell like that, they tend to say, offering to the puja to the Supreme Buddha in front of a clay statue is not useful. More than that, what is useful is you can give that food, those food, to the poor people. Now, giving to food and all that to the poor people is also a merit. Now, in Dakkhina Vibhanga discourse, Buddha explicates this. Giving or offering some dana, even to a human being without what is called sila, can gain thousands false merits. That is okay. But the problem is, when we offer puja to the Supreme Buddha, immeasurable merits we can gain. Either the Supreme Buddha is living or has passed away. During the Buddha's period, Buddha explicated this. Now, unfortunately, some Buddhist monks and some laymen both emphasize the idea, what is the use of offering pujas to the Buddha? Now, this is a dangerous situation operating in Sri Lankan society now. Because by offering the puja to the Supreme Buddha, we can gain a lot of merits. Even at times that Supreme Buddhas are not available in the world, some people at that time have offered pujas in the name of the Supreme Buddha, even a flower to an ant hill, by offering flowers to a created pagoda with sand. They have gained opportunities to be born in the heaven. Now these days, this is a time of the Supreme Buddha Gautama. So the Dhamma is available, the statues are available, the Bodhi trees are available, the relics are available. Now Danta Dhatun Vahanse, the tooth relic, available. The Lalata Dhatun Vahanse, the relic of the forehead is available. Now all these are available. And the Dronayak Dhatun Vahansela, I mean some big amount of relics are available in the Huangali Mahasaya. So at a time, all these things are available. We can by offering the pujas, we can gain a lot of merits. Even the Jayasri Mahabodhi, the Mahabodhi is available in the Anuradhapura. By offering pujas in the name of the Supreme Buddha, we can gain a lot of merits. Unfortunately, what has happened? Some Buddhist monks and some laity, they, being some Pandit, being some, they tend to think that they are intellectuals, they criticize offering pujas to the Supreme Buddha. Now that is a very, very dangerous situation. By criticizing offering the pujas to the Supreme Buddha, one day they have to be born in the hell. They will not gain any food, any beverage, anything due to that statement. They do not know about that. Therefore, don't get deceived to these statements, Dhamma friends. Don't get deceived to these statements. Because Supreme Buddha in Pali Canon, in discourses, emphasize offering to the Supreme Buddha is the highest offering. Now, if we offer something to an individual, the highest offering is to the Supreme Buddha. Because the Buddha is the highest person, noblest person born to this world. Even though the Supreme Buddha is not to be seen today. the Buddha has passed away. Now in one statement, Buddha says, Yavata bhikkhave satta apadava dipadava chatuppadava bahuppadava rupinova arupinova sanyinova asanyinova neva sanyina asanyinova tathagato tesang aggamakkariti arahan samma sambuddha. Now there are beings, apadava, footless, dipadava, 2 feet, chatuppadava, contrary feet, bahuppadava, many feet, rupinova, with forms, arupinova, formless, sanyinova, with perceptions, asanyinova, with non-perception, nevasanyi, nasanyinova, neither perception nor non-perception. Among all these beings, the Supreme Buddha is the noblest, highest. If somebody has some kind of confidence, unshakable confidence towards the Supreme Buddha, that is the highest confidence. Therefore, if one has that highest confidence, he gets lot of merits. Therefore, this is a great opportunity that you have gained. This is a great opportunity, because then you can have that confidence. That is called saddha. Saddhida vittam purisassa settam. A person is, become greater by having confidence towards the Supreme Buddha. Not because of money, not because of wealth, not because of status, not because of abilities, not because of power, not because of popularity, not because of anything else. Person becomes greater due to the fact that his confidence, and on the other hand, there are various other wrong interpretations. Recently, I saw doing meditation on Buddha Anussati. Now, it is a good thing. It's a very good thing. Contemplation on the Buddha's qualities, Buddha Anussati. I saw in a kind of some paper, in a paper, now this has been distributed among many, they are asked to meditate on the Buddha Anussati. That means reflection on the Buddha's qualities, 9 qualities. And in that paper, it is mentioned the kind of advantages of doing meditation on the Buddha. Now, all these things are correct, but in one occasion it is mentioned, finally when you are doing meditation on Buddha Anussati by reading out what Itipiso Bhagavarahan Samma Sambuddho for many times, when you reach a certain level of number, then you see the Buddha's astral body, and that Buddha gives you some meditation object. When you get it, when you practice it, you can come to first stage of sainthood and attain Nibbana like that. Now that is the wrong thing there. When the Buddha passed away, when anybody passed away, Arahato, Pacceka Buddha, silent Buddhas, no more the astral bodies are available. Now in this leaflet, it is mentioned Buddha's astral body is available. Now these are the dangerous things operating in Sri Lankan society now. Innocent people, innocent upasaka upasika, they get deceived to these wrong interpretations. Therefore, why this happened? because they have no proper Dhamma knowledge. They have not read canonical texts. Therefore, meritorious devotees, don't get deceived. Fortunately, we can read the Dhamma ourselves. Now, I can read Dhamma myself. Fortunately, nobody can deceive in that regard, because I go to the real text and I can check it out, whether this is available or whether it is not available. But the innocent upasaka, upasika, innocent devotees, they cannot check it out. Therefore, they gobble up whatever uttered by anybody. Therefore, there is a very dangerous situation now, because social media and other media and various monks, they express their own ideas, whatever comes to their mind. And some lay people, so-called intellectuals, and some just upasaka, upasika, they also interpret Buddhism according to their way. Therefore, don't get deceived. Now, in this Dhamma talk, what I want to emphasize is, don't get deceived. Because if you get deceived, you have to, you are not going in the real path, that is called right view. You are in the not right view. You are in wrong view. Micchaditti. Micchaditti has two births. If you have Micchaditti, then you get two births. One is in the hell, one is in the animal world. Unfortunately, being born in a very good, very good in the sense, at the time when the Supreme Buddha's dispensation is available, you having got deceived to some useless people's ideology, unfortunately you have to go to hell due to that factor. Therefore, this is the dangerous situation these days circulating in Sri Lanka and in the world. So, if you have merits enough, adequate merits, you may not get deceived. Otherwise, you get deceived. Can't help. As a monk expounded by the fully enlightened one, the real Dhamma, I have to, as a duty, responsibility, explicate to you this danger. Therefore, meritorious devotees, whoever he is, whoever the person, whether may be a Buddhist monk, whether may be a laity, may be a professor. Now, recently, one professor told that the lay people do not want to attain Nibbana. Another professor said the Supreme Buddha's Urna Roma Dhatuva, this kind of the hair, supreme hair on the forehead is not something important. But recently, one professor said, now these are very, very dangerous statements. Dangerous statements. Therefore, in Dhamma, what is important is not the education, not the eruditeness. The most important thing is how much he or she has what is called unshakable confidence, saddha, and the Dhamma knowledge, and panya. Panya is wisdom. Therefore, the panya is the highest thing that we want to gain, meritorious devotees. Panya is the highest thing that we have to gain. How can we gain panya? By becoming saddha, by coming to saddha. Therefore, in this Dhamma sermon, I today emphasize kind of danger circulating, spreading in our society in particular. Now this is becoming, now attenuating now. This become very, very, very dangerous now. Therefore, listen to real Dhamma. How can you select? How can you choose whether this is the Dhamma, whether this is not real Dhamma? By comparing that statement with the Dhamma and Vinaya. With the Dhamma and Vinaya. Now you can ask from that particular person, whether a Buddhist monk or a lay person, when he or she express some idea, Venerable Sir, oh Mr. or Mrs., where is this idea we can find in canonical text, Tripitaka? In what discourse this idea is there, expounded by the Buddha? You can directly question. Even you can question from me. Even you can question from any other Buddhist monk. That is the way that we can get them clear. Otherwise, you get deceived. So, getting deceived is the dangerous thing these days. Therefore, if you have adequate merits, I think, merits accumulated in the past, you may not get deceived. And those who have done what is called Arya Upavada. Arya Upavada in the sense, you have criticized or looked down upon, no, you have blamed the Supreme Buddhas and other Arya person. That is what is called Arya Upavada. Now, and also you have cracked jokes to the Supreme Buddha and Arahants. That is Arya Upavada. Some intellectuals, so-called intellectuals, university students, they have caught to this sinful thing. When you have done such things, there is a great opportunity. I mean, there is naturally you have to get caught to these deceptions. Get caught to these deceptions. Others can actually find the real path. That is the right view. You can come to right view. Therefore, meritorious devotees, Dhamma friends, these days, what I wanted to emphasize, the situation in the country, situation in the arena of our Dhamma practice, so many wrong interpretations are available. Now in Brahmajala discourse during the Buddha's period, 62 wrong views were there. Now these days, we cannot even imagine, we cannot count how many wrong interpretations are there, but pristine, pure Dhamma is there. The wise person may come to that pristine, pure Dhamma with his merits, with his unshakable confidence. You try to be that person by associating noble friends, Kalyana Mitta. Now, Kalyana Mitta, if you associate Kalyana Mitta show you this is correct, this is wrong. This is the Buddha's teachings, this is not the Buddha's teachings, this is somebody's own interpretation. So, in that way, you try to escape. Now, this is the last occasion, most probably, that we have got to escape from this samsara using the Gautama Buddha dispensation. Therefore, I wish you all the best to get the opportunity to practice the Dhamma of the Supreme Buddha and comprehend that Dhamma. And especially, at least, first of all, after death, to be born in a pleasurable plane and put an end to this dangerous samsaric life. May the Noble Triple Gem bless with you all. ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්칸තු බුද්ධ ශාසනං. ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්칸තු බුද්ධ දේශනං. ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්칸තු තං සදා. May you all be well and happy.